welcome to I Love This Thing So Freaking Much, a podcast about passion. My name is Sophie Katz, and today I am joined by Shirell Bell, an artist and aspiring life coach. Welcome to the show, Shirell.
Thank you.
So here's how this works. Shirell will have 3 minutes to talk about something that she loves. This can be a person, place, thing, concept, activity, anything she wants. Our only requirement is that she loves it wholeheartedly and wants to tell us why. Are you ready, Shirell?
Yes, I'm ready.
Good. Got my timer here. Now, what do you love so freaking much?
Well, something that I love so freaking much is painting sensual self-love portraits. And these sensual self-love portraits is something that I like to refer to as reflections. And what I do with these paintings is I take a person's intimate photos of themselves and then turn it into art in my style. And this is something that I love doing. It's something that I really started with myself. And the purpose for it is to encourage self-love, encourage like the healing journeys that some of us are on in relationship to ourselves and our bodies and how we view them. And like I said, I started with me. And so I had to get comfortable with being able to see myself and truly see myself without all of the other factors and layers in life. And so with these portraits, it allows a person to be seen in a way that they wouldn't be seen by a lot of people most of the time. It's in a different light. So I like to say, like, you get to look into my magic mirror because you get to see what my mind is seeing. And I guess kind of see that through my art. And yeah, it is just something that I love because while it can be different, like the reason why other people want this service can be different, but the one thing that remains the same is we are in an exchange, a vulnerable exchange of energy. And at the end of the day, our main goal is the same, of really just uplifting and empowering one another and being able to see and feel the magic that is already within ourselves. Because I'm not making anything special. I'm not adding anything. I'm just adding my little touch to it. But the person is still that person, like they're still who they are. And yeah, I just really love it. Like right now, I'm just smiling. Like I'm taking a moment to really absorb this moment. And I don't know, I appreciate the work that I have done with other people and also the work that I have been able to do within myself through these paintings. And so I'm going to take a little moment right now to sit in that. Thank you.
That was perfectly timed.
Wow.
Thank you for telling us about painting sensual self-love portraits today.
Yes, thank you for allowing me the space and time to do so.
Absolutely. That is the first time that someone has come on the show and said, we're just going to sit with this lovely thought for a moment. And it was a lovely moment.
Thank you.
Goodness. I want to know first, where did you get the idea to paint these self-love portraits?
That's a good question. I personally have just kind of been on this journey of healing, and like I'm post breakup time right now. So I kind of took some time to really sit with myself in some things. And I don't know, one day I think I was like sending like I took some nudes. I was sending pictures of myself to one of my friends because I was like really feeling myself. And when I noticed that, like, wow, I'm looking good, I'm feeling good, something just popped up in my mind and was like, hey, this is beauty, this is art. Why don't you go ahead and make more art with the art that is already you?
I really like that phrase, that the art that's already you.
Oh, I like it too.
It sounds important to you to not change anything about the person when you create these portraits. You want to talk a little more about that?
Yeah, because so I call them reflections, and I say that, you're just taking a look into my magic mirror, because I'm struggling to find the words, but there is just already so much beauty and magic within us that it's just like the outside world. There are the mean thoughts that we have going on in our head that tell us things that aren't the nicest things for us to hear. So really, it's kind of like when people say that you can't fix something that isn't broken.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to fix anybody because I feel like we really are, we just have so much power. That we have so much power, and sometimes it's not easy to see that. And so I'm not trying to add anything or enhance. I'm really just trying to shine a light on, like, hey, no, this is you. Like, look at you. And look at all the things that are you and all the things that make up who you are, like all the different aspects of things that all just get wound, like just spun up. And here you are, this beautiful and perfect in your own way person and this being. Like, there's no need for any, like, if we were food, like artificial flavoring and all that extra stuff, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's more of the natural, like, raw state, I guess.
It's a really simple idea, and at the same time, it strikes me as kind of revolutionary, this idea of using vulnerability to uplift yourself or others, depending on who the subject of the painting is.
Yeah.
When we think about uplifting people, there's a lot of talk about like strength, but vulnerability is something different.
The thing about this vulnerability is, like, when I look at myself, for example, when I decided to paint these portraits of myself, I, even though it's me doing it, I was vulnerable in a sense of actually taking the time to look at myself and to see myself and to be more comfortable with seeing myself. And when I'm doing these portraits for others and they're being vulnerable and they're opening themselves up to be seen by someone else, there's this sense of trust that we really begin to build with one another, and like a safe space. And I think for me, painting the portraits of myself, that was really my safe space too, in a way, because it was just with me. But now I get to really like share this safe space and create other safe spaces for others as well. Everyone's welcome here. This is safe, and my safe space is kind of just growing and including more people as I do more of these portraits, and so that's really nice.
It certainly sounds lovely, creating a safe space through art.
Yeah, a space where we all can be seen, whether it be just between me and the person, if the person is sharing this portrait with someone they love, or if they're just sharing it with themselves. I actually had someone who gifted one to a friend that was going through a difficult time. And it made me feel so honored that someone would trust me with that. And after her friend received her portrait, she reached out to me and was thanking me and sharing how the portrait is now helping her and continue through her journey of being able to just learn and gain more self-love,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to self-reflect.
Is there anything that you don't like about painting these portraits? And if so, how do you handle that?
I think that sometimes there is still this part of my own inner critic when I'm starting the portrait. I feel like it's a really big responsibility, and it's a responsibility that, of course, I'm like so excited to I'm really excited to start the portrait, to work on it. And then sometimes when I start it, then I'm like, oh my God, why did I tell this person I was gonna do this portrait for them? Like, I don't know if it's gonna come out great. I don't know if they're gonna like it. Like, what if they hate it? And then I literally have to stop myself and give myself a good talking to. And I'm like, hey, no, this person came to you. This person wants your work. They want you to add your touch to this. They knew exactly what they were, why they're doing this, and they chose you. So then I kind of start, I guess, rebuttaling myself all of the negative thoughts that I was having. And then I remember why I'm doing what I'm doing, like the purpose for it. And then somehow, boom, then it starts to just flow. Like the creative block is out, the inner critic is silenced, and then I'm able to just get into the zone and find my groove. And then next thing I know, the portrait's done.
That sounds like a really valuable pep talk for any artist, to remind yourself, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, and it has a purpose. Shirell, thank you so much for telling us about something you love today.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity in this space.
Oh, my pleasure. And thank you, our listeners, for tuning in today. If you would like to learn more about painting sensual self-love portraits or our guest Shirell, you can find her social media information in the episode description. And don't forget to use the hashtag #LoveThisThingCast to tell us about the things you love. I Love This Thing So Fricking Much is a production of Through the Window Media. This episode was directed and edited by Sophie A. Katz. You can find us at Through the Window on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or Tumblr. That is THROU The Window at all those social media sites. Be good to yourself, be kind to each other, and you'll hear from us again soon.